Alright.
Fall in, maggots! This here is a real man.
Good day, everybody. For those of you not in streaming or watching this video on YouTube, I hope you're all having a very good day. So I figured I've played quite a decent amount of games with Ray, and I figured it's time to give what I think sort of a decent opinion on Ray, and I also wanted to slice in a little bit about a part 2 to my Future of Paladins video I made a few weeks ago. And first off, we'll start with Ray. So Ray is the new support champion, for those who don't know. She has an interesting set of abilities.
Spend these credits.
Let me go to an enemy ally here. Her heal is basically a healing ball, which you target a person with it, and it fires it into them, and it bounces around 4 times. And everything this thing bounces to applies the same amount of healing as the initial. It can also bounce to you, so it does provide self-healing, and it can bounce to the same target multiple times, as you may have just guessed. Her second ability, whoops, I think this is her 3, or whatever. For me, her L2 is Envelop. Whenever you see me in that state, I get, how much was the speed? Tuning skills. Right. Envelop, okay. I get 40% movement speed and 50% extra jump height for 3 seconds. And it has a unique form of DR to where any damage instances that are above 275 will not do any more damage than 275. So say a Drogo shoots you with a rocket, instead of doing the basic 900 to 1000, he'll only do 275 at max. This, however, does not affect anybody who, like Koga, who shoots a lot of bullets that do small damage numbers. It does not affect those in any way. So this is a good way to avoid getting bursted, but not exactly the best defensive tool for dealing with certain characters. Those that apply tick damage specifically. Her next ability is Spirit Link. You can add these onto allies or enemies. While you're linked, your allies will be slowly healed over time, and they will gain 0.5% of ult charge every second. On enemies, this slows them by 10%, and they take, I think it's 50 damage every second. So this is actually a surprisingly decent tool for slowing down flanks like Maeve and Vatu, who are trying to jump you and hopefully give you a chance to kill them.
Spirits connected.
Her main fire, very simple. You fire these out. 450 damage a shot. Reload animation, she just wiggles her hands. She has no damage drop off and pretty long range because she's a projectile champion. And it's pretty good.
Time to go shopping.
Not the most damage out of the supports, but it is it's good enough for poking and assisting and DPS when necessary. Her ultimate ability, you have to be linked to somebody to use this ability. Basically, it gives you 2 seconds, you and your teammate, if you're linked to it, 2 seconds of invulnerability, and then will fully heal both of you. So, pretty decent ult, good for saving your allies in a very tough situation. It's a very clutch-oriented ult, good for anti-ults, and for just preventing your tank from dying to mobbing, or whatever it is that may be occurring at the time. So I think also, anybody who is spirit linked, I forgot to mention this, will also gain 30% more healing from your initial heal. From your heal. So that's also good to know. So she's kind of like Corvus in a way. Her playstyle definitely reminds me a lot of Corvus, And I will say her defensive ability here, not the best thing in the world. It doesn't last very long. It's high mobility characters will still run you down, and it doesn't defend you against like half of the flanks. So she's very easy to get rid of if she's dived, but she's not completely helpless either. As long as she gets a little bit of support from her tank, she'll usually be able to handle dives decently well. So that's a plus. And so I also, I mean, other than that, all that's really there to show you are her cards. So this is my current build. I call it Healing Storm. My favorite cards are definitely Deft Magics. Every time I link to a new target, all of my cooldowns are reduced by 0.4 seconds. Not too bad. Magic in the Blood is, I think, her best card. If not her best card, my favorite card. Reduce the cooldown of a chain heal every time you hit somebody with your basic attacks. Pretty awesome, right? So it allows you to keep your heal up because her heal normally has a 4-second cooldown, which is a pretty decent cooldown compared to supports nowadays. But this helps mitigate that and helps you keep on healing, and you'll need it. Rest and Relaxation is also a really good card. It gives you 2 ammo per stack, and it's pretty solid considering she starts out at 6 normally, so it's a good way to keep her ammo up. Lepori Prayer is a personal favorite of mine. I don't, whether it's super viable or not, I think it's just really good, and it helps you get that supporty feel to your team and help make your teammates have a... And it also helps you, because when your chain heals bounce to you, you get faster reload speed, so you don't have to... So that also helps you out, too. My throwaway cards just spring into action. You get your target that you're healing gets 20 extra health for that while their spirit link per second. So not too bad. Pretty good throwaway card, I think. She has other options like arcane pools to increase the amount to make it to where you get healed while spirit linked. I don't think this is worth it, frankly, because you're already healing yourself with your bounces half the time. Ico Forces might be a good one. You get damage reduction by 1% for 2 seconds for every stack to every time a chain heal stack hits somebody. So it could be good. This one might be good. I've been tempted to try this one, but I haven't really been able to find room for it. Reduce the damage done by any minute you are linked with by Spirit Link by 5%. This is actually a really good way to help with divers, because this will help you stay alive, obviously. Arcane Maelstrom. Using Envelop reduces your linked friendlies cooldowns. So if you want to go for even deeper into the support and make your allies have faster cooldowns, there you go. Although I don't think this is really worth it because Envelop has a really long cooldown. Reduce the cooldown of Envelop. This could be decent. Heal for 50 when you use Envelop. Honestly, don't think this is worth it. It's only 50 per thing, so you'd have to stack this thing pretty high in order to get anything off of it. This one might be decent. Increasing the maximum amount of damage mitigated by Envelop, so that's pretty good. This one, pretty simple. Increase your movement speed every time you get a killing blow or elimination. Health increase, basic stuff. Refreshing Break's also a really good one. You can grant ultimate charge to each player you hit with chain bounces. Future generations, I have been kind of iffy on this one. Honestly, with Magic in the Blood, this card's irrelevant, I think. But basically, after taking a certain amount of damage, your chain heal does not go on cooldown next time you use it. So, excuse me. She has an interesting mix of really good cards and meh cards, but you know, overall, not the worst we've ever seen. At least she has a decent little variety going if you want to try a few different things.
I should spend these credits.
And so before I go into a game and show her off a little, I also wanted to talk a little bit about how last time I made a video on Paladins, I was talking about the future of the game and how I feel it could be for the better. And I talked a lot about items, specifically items like Cauterize. Cauterize being the #1 out of the items I said. And I said it was unhealthy for the game, and it was just holding the game back in a lot of ways, and it keeps and it's the single thing that everything in this game is balanced upon. Every champion in this game is balanced around Cauterize in some way or another.
Time to go shopping.
And so, I feel, I'm happy to say that when this patch came out, in the patch notes, when they made the changes to Cauterize to increase it, the devs actually agreed with me that, yes, Cauterize in its current state is the center point of balance for the entire game, and that's just not, and one item being a must-have is not healthy for the game. And I'm so glad to hear him say it. Unfortunately, this is probably something we won't be seeing until next year before, like, we'll be seeing maybe the end of the year or even later before we see any changes around this. But at the very least, the devs are finally saying, yes, this needs to change. Because it is very unhealthy. It frankly is. It makes so many things useless, and it's just, and it determines and especially for tanks and supports, it just makes the game less fun. Because they're always going to be counter-building specifically you. The tank is always going to be focused down with Cauterize, so the healer doesn't feel like they're doing their job much. And the support can't really is trying to do their job, but is unable to really do so, thanks to the fact that Cauterize is so powerful. What I find hilarious about this is when I made that last video, and every time I make a comment about it, saying how I feel Cauterize is bad for the game, people like to insult me on Twitter and act like don't know what the hell I'm talking about, even though the devs have officially and openly agreed with me now. So, I guess the joke's on them. Look who is right now. So I really have hope now that since the devs have officially announced that yes, they agree that Cauterize Cauterize is not very good for the game. I really hope that they will work towards eliminating it entirely, even if they have to rebalance every healer in the game just a little. You know, frankly, I don't think it would require that much of a drastic change. Everybody likes to pretend that in order to change Cauterize or remove it, they would have to completely nerf everything in every healer, every healing item. No, you would not. Because I have been going around with no Cauterize for a while now. I haven't bought Cauterize in the last several times I've played this game. And I can assure you, it is not as big of it will not be as that bad of an issue as you may think. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't anything that shouldn't be changed. Like for instance, Ying's ultimate, that will need to be nerfed at least. Because that ult is way too strong in its current state for Cauterize to just be eliminated entirely. Even though I don't use Cauterize right now, and I've so far made it work, Ying's ultimate is incredibly strong, and if there was no Cauterize in the game, her ult would just be, hey, we win the team fight for free, because we're basically invincible. And I acknowledge that. But considering that every healer, especially the bigger healers, have been receiving nerfs in the last couple patches, I really don't see the big deal. But we'll have to just wait and see what happens. Anyhow, let's go into a game. And let's try Ray out. Hopefully. If I manage to get Ray, that is. I should, but, you know, last time I tried to record, I wasn't able to get the character I was after. If not, I'll just try to shake the rust off my Vora.
Siege.
Got her. Alright, here we are.
Your own. Select a champion.
Ray.
So as I said before, Ray is a lot like Corvus. Constantly shifting targets on your heal is a pretty good thing because it increases your main heal by a good amount. And the only problem I find with Ray, aside from her being like really easy to dive and kill, is the fact that her heal is kind of RNG because you can't control where the bounces go. I don't know if there's any rhythm to where they decide to go, or if it's just completely random or what, but sometimes her heal is low. Her initial heal, one instance of her heal, is lower than most other healers. So she needs to have multiple bounces on the same target sometimes in order to achieve proper results with her healing. Oh man, the Grover disconnected. That's annoying.
Siege.
Got her.
Make your champion your own.
But if you, but yeah, you got to keep moving your marks
Choose your
around.
champion.
Try to keep your marks on on whoever needs the healing at the time the most. And if you're, if you're just sitting there and not really needing to heal anyone, just keep your mark mainly on the tank, I think, just so that their ult charge is slowly coming up a bit faster. Especially if you have like a Terminus or something on your team. It's really good for that. And if you really wanted to go for the ult speeds, you could go for that card that gives you more, that gives your allies more ult charge whenever they're hit with your heals. That could definitely be useful. However, it's starting to look more and more like I will not be having a tank this game. I hate how much. See, this is exactly why my whole theory and thoughts on items became what it
Let's
has.
get hopping.
People would rather play triple support than one person play tank. Which is rude as hell, to say the least. But that is just how it is. It's really sad that this is this is what it's been reduced to. This is why I feel items have too much tendency in the game. Tanks feel like crap to play because damages in this game do a lot of damage, like a ridiculous amount of damage. But meanwhile, the tanks, they have their items to counter their shields, there are items to counter their CC, there's items to counter their getting healed by the supports. It's just like everything tanks have is countered by an item most of the time. I mean, hell, even some tanks like Inara and Barrack have their abilities countered by Bulldozer. I mean, which means that each tank has, on average, at least 2 counter items that can be built against them specifically every match. And it's no wonder with how strong these items are, especially now that they've buffed them all. It's no wonder nobody wants to play tank. Because playing tank is not a fun experience when you're getting absolutely destroyed.
3, 2, 1. The battle has begun.
As the tank, you're not supposed to feel helpless.
Suffering continues. First blood.
I don't expect this match to go anywhere. I'll probably throw in a second game. Just because this is not a match.
You study too? Spirits connected. That's what I'm talking about. Take it.
The payload. Enemy double kill.
Yeah.
Wait.
I don't know why the Domba's spamming. That Domba's the reason we're in this mess. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. Nobody wants to play tank, and then everyone wants to get toxic because nobody wanted to play tank.
To improve my Vivify spell.
It's just a vicious cycle, and it's all because the tank class does not feel fun to play right now.
My wards share the glory.
Enemy double kill.
You are so lame. Alright.
As a calm mind.
My spirit is free.
It's whatever. This match is basically moot.
Leon,
I mean, how am I supposed to perform? And
spirits connected.
I mean, heck, how am I supposed to do anything in this scenario?
Attack the objective. Attack the objective. Attack the objective.
This Damba needs to be quiet.
Group up.
Honestly, I'm tempted to report him for griefing because he's the one who didn't pick tank, and then he's going to spam at everyone else to attack the objective. 3 of us are damn supports. We're not supposed to be holding point. That's the tank's job for a reason.
Capture point spawning in 15 seconds. Flank right. Flank right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Our spirits are enemies behind! I need healing now! Impatient, aren't we? Come on, let's fight!
Attack the objective.
Have you met my friend?
Death is an illusion.
Don't anger a scholar!
Impressive.
Killing spree.
You study too? Don't get yourself hurt, okay? Gather around.
Attack the objective. Attack the objective. Attack the objective.
Come full of
Overtime.
Save the day! Clearly not ready for graduation. Keep fighting! I feel alive! Great job, Ward!
Wow.
Rampage.
Bro.
Escort the payload peasants.
Attack the objective. Attack
That
the
is
objective.
actually hilarious. I can't believe they let us cap that.
Very unprotected! Don't like this at all. My wards share the glory!
That ash isn't the brightest.
Spirits connected. They're flying! You study too? Could you stop?
Drag me to hell.
Your stand. Momentary relief.
I think their ash is a bot.
Who's doing so good?
Attack the objective.
No, she's just not playing very well. Because we can finally tell when people are bots in this game.
Our spirits are lit. I said, save the day! Feel alive!
Unstoppable.
Nice Dumbo. Well, I guess this game isn't as big of a wash as I thought it was going to be.
Time to go shopping!
Attack the objective. Group up.
Okay.
That was something else. I'll go with Nibble 2. My self-healing's sufficient right now, and I don't need deft hands on this character, thanks to my cards. So far, this is going great.
Capture point spawning in 15 seconds.
If it's a sin to
5,
take pleasure
4,
in your work,
3, 2,
I'll be dead.
1.
Attack the objective.
Have you met my friends? Spirits connected. Come on, let's fight!
My suffering.
Look out! Great job, Ward! Why me?
Help.
Healing! Please!
Ah, they just, well, all three of them ran in on me. Well, I gotta admit, Grok's holding his own. And again, Grok has always been one of the better healers when it comes to
Improve my
DPS.
Vivify spell.
Plus, they have Emoji, which is definitely working to our advantage, considering Emoji's current state.
Don't get yourself hurt,
Don't
okay?
stop.
All attached to Grok, the more ult charge he has, the better it is for all of us. Are we really about to get another point? Hello.
Peasants.
Report our success to House Ico.
Pretty good at shutting down Buck.
Who is doing so good?
He's one of the few flanks my protection actually does something against, and slowing him down makes him an easy target.
Keep fighting!
Damba is about to get his butt kicked up there. There we go.
Blink, you'll miss it. Every enemy.
I used my mobility in order to catch up to him. Well,
Don't get yourself hurt, okay? Behind us! I feel so rejuvenated.
nice.
Could you stop? Save the day! Come on, let's
Bro, come on, don't be letting us do this to you.
You fought well, peasant.
Wow. Well, that was... I don't really know how to describe that. That was a game. That should not have been winnable. Not if they were playing right, anyway. So let's take a look here. Their tank definitely died more than they should have. Their Cirrus wasn't doing a whole lot of healing. She was focusing on DPS, which does explain a bit. The Buck, he dived too much. Like, against this team comp, you don't dive with Buck. There's a lot of shutdown on our team for flanks like Buck. He would have needed to poke at us a little or take out a weaker target. The Vivian should have been our worst nightmare. We had no shields to protect us. Yeah, she should have been focusing, like, I should have been their first target because I was the easiest to kill out of them, because Saris and Grok can basically, and even Damba can basically escape anything they want with their dashes or their mobility. We'll play one more, since that one was kind of short and that was a weird game. Hopefully we'll try to get more of a proper game for this second one. Plus, I just feel like adding a little more. My discussion part of the video didn't take very long, really, so why not, right? It's a new champion. May as well go in a little bit.
Select a champion.
Ray.
Looks like another... Oh, maybe not? Hey, we have a tank this game. Oh, we're gonna... Oh, there we go. I thought we were like, wait, 2 tanks? I haven't seen this in a while. Alright, so we actually got a tank this time. But you see, even then, he was still hesitant to pick the tank. He only picked one because he saw we needed one. Not because he wanted to. I just see a disturbing lack of people wanting to play tank. and it's just getting worse and worse with every patch, especially since I think it has also has part to do because they nerfed Terminus this patch. They did buff Inara a little bit, but Terminus was nerfed and all that, and Barrick. I guess he got some new stuff, but it doesn't help him with his main tank status. I think he has more of an off-tank build now with his new Fire Forged, I believe it's called, which lets him summon flame turrets, but I'm pretty sure removes his ability to put down a shield. So that's kind of a problem. It's a cool talent, but I don't know if it's worth it, and especially since he needs a second tank just to make it work.
Art and science, the very essence of this realm.
There we go.
Shall we dance?
So we'll see how this goes. They do not have a tank. They have a triple support going on right now. Interesting decision. Alright, we'll see how that works out for them. I mean, it worked out for us. Maybe it'll work out for them too. It all just depends on how the team conducts themselves. I'll do the best I can to help keep Makoa alive. As long as Makoa is standing, we have a decent chance of dealing with them. So...
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin.
That's gonna hold us back. Our Damba is a bot. That is not good. That is not good at all.
How kind of you! First blood.
Enemies are on the way.
Alright. Cassie down.
We can win this! Why me?
Come on, stop breaking my link, Koa.
Not a sprint.
I got you, big guy. Unfortunately, the Gamba bot is not helping, and our DPSs are getting ganked on.
Enemy killing spree.
Oh, he's got... Okay. Okay. He's got, yeah. Okay, so they got two really heavy burst DP... Oh, hello. What is this? I guess the whole server decided to crash. Well, I guess this will be the end of the video. I wanted to get one more game in, but Paladins is completely functional right now, as you can see. So yeah. So I apologize I couldn't get that second game in, but, you know, Paladins has spoken. I'll have to reset the app and everything, which would cut my recording anyway. Oh. Well, maybe not. Hold on. I might be able to just go right through this. Sorry if the video's a little long because of this, but I really wanted to get that second game in. But I guess that might be why the Damba DC'd. The whole server was just crashing. The stability of this game has definitely gotten a bit rougher recently. That's disturbing. Alright, let's try this one more time. Because I really want to get you a proper game. Okay, let's see if we get a tank this time. Okay. Oh, well. Oh, for a second I actually thought that we weren't going to get one. Oy.
Let's get hopping.
Sorry this video has been kind of all over the place. I can't help it when the game decides to have server issues, but I really wanted to get this video out. Hopefully it's not too gargantuanly long because of this. And if it is, I'm very sorry. But I did want to get that second game in. Okay, so they have not
Don't
too
worry. Leon has sent me to this battle. We'll study their fighting style and win this for House Ico.
This auto buy devs, if you're watching this by any chance, please get rid of this auto buy bug. It is so annoying. When I switch off auto buy, I don't want it to come back on every time I turn on the game, or every time it crashes and sends me back to the main menu. Like, I thought you guys would have that fixed by now, but it's kind of getting annoying at this point. It should have been gone 2 patches ago.
I usually prefer to
5,
No. Sometimes this is
4,
necessary.
3, 2,
I might be faster than my
1.
own.
The
Let's
battle
hunt.
has begun.
Okay. So for a moment, we'll stick by Inara.
Could you stop?
Thank you, my friend.
You study too?
Enemies behind us.
Okay. That's not good. That is not good. My controls are all fucked. Okay. Well, this is a wonderful bug. But at least I'm getting it on video. Hang on, maybe this fixes it? There we go. Sometimes my controls will be completely screwed over, but pressing pause and going and pressing the options part of the menu usually fixes it.
Reload, peasants.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that was a weird, oh.
Take care, not my
Get down, sniper!
My good old Nessa. My
I'll
favorite.
have to study this to improve my Vivify spell.
What are those boxes that are appearing on the side of my screen? I don't know if you can see them.
Could you stop? Our
Enemy killing
That
spree.
is so weird. Art Grover really needs to stop that.
knowledge is not a strength. Sniper! I feel so rejuvenated. Spirits connected.
Strike now, friend!
My horns share the glory. Why me?
Whew. That was close.
First edition.
Alright, we'll get second level nimble. We'll save up for now for, I wonder if in the spawn room this Link is actually giving her ult charge.
Capture point spawning in 15 seconds.
All in all though, I really like this new support. She's a lot of fun. Even though I don't agree with everything the dev team does,
2,
I do think that the last few champions especially have been very solidly done. They've definitely dramatically increased their capability of making good and fun and interesting champions for all roles.
I shall hold this ground. Assist
I feel the flanks
enemies behind.
have some room to improve, but they did just give Boris some improvements in this update, so
Great job, Lord.
there we go.
Don't get yourself hurt, okay?
Right, I think I don't know if I remember just a reminder, if I didn't say it before. Whenever I use Envelop while linked to someone with Spirit Link, I am so sorry for this stupid Grover.
Ultimate is down. Enemies behind us. Capture the objective.
Oh shit. That'll help protect her from the dredge. Ray's actually a decent pick against dredge. I couldn't save her. And I need to stay with an aura. Ooh, good ult. Big ult.
You should have fled.
Great job, boy. You study too?
My wounds are healed. There's some fighting around me. Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know why that Anessa jumped to the back of our team like that, but... This attack can be kind of awkward to aim at times.
Thank you, my friend.
I got you.
Brian.
You shall not pass.
Alright, over here. Oh,
My ward share the glory.
nice. Oh, get the Ray. Alright, her defensive ability's down. Oh, that's... Not how I would have wanted to use it, but...
Cards already on route.
On my way.
Killing spree.
Is that a... That looks like a bot, but I don't think it said that they were a bot. Uh-oh.
Enemy killing spree.
Crap, I'm alive.
30 seconds remaining.
Great job, ward. Don't anger us, scholar.
Attack the objective.
That's 5 in a row. 15 seconds remaining. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Enemy killing spree. 1.
Enemies behind! Why me? You should spend 4 times studying. Careful.
Double kill. That's 7 in a row.
Thank you, my friend.
I kind of panicked.
Strike now, friend.
That was a bad time to ult. Oh. That tug of war at the end took forever. But you get the basic gist of how she works, I think. Try to keep your mark on on people who are low, that way they get bonus healing. Envelop if you or your ally are getting hit with a bunch of heavy burst damage, that way it's reduced. And then ult if they're about to do a really devastating ult to you and your teammate. So, yeah. That's about the gist of it. Some good games, and yeah, I think she's a pretty solid support. Definitely, that was a much better game, I feel, than the previous one. Wasn't exactly super competitive, because I don't think they contested it. They took a single point from us. But at the same time, their support was kind of lackluster. But anyway, So yeah, that basically concludes my video on Rey, my first impressions of her, my basics on how she functions and her cards, and a little bit of discussion about my previous topic about Paladin's future and the items. So thank you all that are here in the video, watching the video. I hope you'll come drop by my Twitch channel, which is the same here as my YouTube channel here, Immortals96. And hopefully you'll join me for some streams. We play Paladins and a lot more, really. We play a lot of different games. I'm also planning on doing some streams on the Soulsborne games. I now officially have every Soulsborne game ever released, thanks to the recent sale. So I plan to play through those on stream soon. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.